Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Law Talk, a public service of the Southwest Louisiana Law Center and CBS Lake Charles. I'm Mark, the Director Judson.
Jonathan, Law Dog Fontenot, Cameron Parish native, from the marshes of Cameron Parish.
To the courtrooms of Calcasieu, this is Law Talk. Tonight's topic, this segment's topic, living wills, when to pull the plug. When are you going to pull the plug pulling papers? What about it?
Well, what if you don't have one? Then what happens?
Nobody knows when to pull the plug. It's a bad thing, and you're really doing your family a service when you do a living will. It's basically a written instruction from you advising medical personnel, medical providers, when to stop extraordinary life-saving medical services under certain medical conditions.
So it's permission to pull the plug if you're costing money. Okay.
Or if you're just suffering, or if you're just in a condition that you don't want to live, anymore in that condition. It's a wonderful thing. I mean, it sounds weird to say it's a wonderful thing, but it's very helpful, and it's very helpful to the surviving family members so that they don't have to make that call. You yourself
Is it directed at a certain person? This person's allowed to pull the plug, or any family member?
It is directed to the medical providers.
Okay.
So it's not like a power of attorney that's granted to a particular person. Now, you can direct a particular person to do that, but if you do a living will, it just says, here are my wishes in the event that 2 or more medical physicians, one of which has to be my treating physician, 2 or more medical physicians have to examine you. They have to actually put the stethoscope on you. They can't phone it in from the golf course. They got to actually come in, they got to actually examine you, and they basically have to conclude that your condition is not reversible, and that more life-saving measures will only prolong artificially the dying process. And if you don't want that to happen, you can instruct in writing that if 2 or more medical doctors make that diagnosis, then stop medical life-saving procedures and begin to administer comfort care and allow the dying process to take place.
So without one, they would just keep you plugged in until...
They don't have the legal authority to pull the plug. They have to abide by the Hippocratic Oath, and they have to do whatever they medically, within their medical standards, have to do to apply to any patient.
Even though the family wants to pull the plug, without the living will, you can't.
Well, that is an ethical question for the medical community. But what I do know is that when you have a living will, it removes all doubt and no one has any questions. It's the safest way to go. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's free. You can go to the Louisiana Secretary of State's website. They have a pre-published living will form for you to use. And also the Secretary of State has a registry. So if you have a living will, you can file it with the Secretary of State. It can be there on record so that in case you are in a terrible accident, or you're in a medical condition where you cannot communicate, any medical provider can go to the Secretary of State's website and see if you have a living will or not, and they'll know what to do. Or know what not to do.
Right, not to do. Well, I'd be happy to pull your plug, Mark.
I'm sure you would. Let's pull the plug on this segment. Law Talk is a public service at the Southwest Louisiana Law Center and CBS Lake Charles. Go to the QR code and send us your legal questions. We'd love to answer your legal questions in future segments of Law Talk. You've been watching Law Talk on CBS Lake Charles.